Today, we are going to learn a poem, The Choice, written by Robert Morgan. Before we get started with the poem, there are a few things which we have to analyze. As you see, the title of the poem is The Choice, the options available, the decision which we have to make in our lives, the many decisions we make in our lives, important decisions. In this, the poet is saying that the most important decision as a human being we have to take now. If not, sooner or later, we are going to regret. This is the decision about how to preserve our earth, how to conserve the natural resources of our earth. Otherwise, earth will become a place not conducive for living beings to live. As we all know that earth is the only planet where living beings, where human beings can live, or there is the presence of life. But this poem is a thought provoking poem and kind of a forewarning given by the poet to the readers. When we read through the poem, it is inducing fear in us. If we neglect the earth, if we are not taking care of the earth, what will happen? Probably human beings are the only species who have become the cause of their own extinction or endangerment. So, are we doing something to preserve the earth? See, we are talking or boasting about the technological advancement in the field of defense, advancement in the field of buildings, skyscrapers, as you can see in the picture. Do you think that is the progress? We are having lot of mines. We are digging out the gold, iron, and diamonds, everything. But what do we need basically? What are the basic necessities of human being? Fresh oxygen, fresh air, water, food, and the population is increasing day by day. So what are the measures we have to take in order to keep the earth as young as always and transfer to the next generation? Otherwise, the next generation cannot enjoy life. And one day will come where there is no presence of life on earth. We cannot even imagine, and we cannot let that happen. We have to plant trees. We have to conserve the earth, conserve the energy. And the so-called progress is not progress by neglecting the earth. So our main focus should be to take care of the earth. So this poem is a forewarning to the entire mankind. Let us check the poem. Now, they were landing, and the great thrust pressed the magnetism on their bodies. The great ship hovered then slowly, dropped on meadow grass. So, as the picture shows, you can see that there is an alien spacecraft, and aliens are slowly descending onto the Earth face, and they are landing with a thrust and press like magnetism on their bodies. So they are all having the gravitational force, and they are stick to the machine or the spacecraft in which they have come. The great ship hovered, then slowly dropped on meadow grass. So slowly it is landing. The alien ship is landing on the earth. And Starblind, the captain, stared at the green landscape between two hills, a deserted city, crumbling and overgrown, patterned, the scanning screen. The dials on a blue screen indicated no human life present. There are two characters in this poem. One is Starblind, who is the captain of the spacecraft, and he is taking a closer look of the dilapidated earth or the city where they have landed. It is situated between two hills and they can see a deserted city. Why did they call that a deserted city? Because there are no people living over there. There are signs of plants, but there are no signs of animals or human beings. It is crumbling, it is getting disintegrated, it is breaking, nobody is maintaining it. Overgrown, patterned, the screen, the scanning screen. So they can see all these things. They have not got down on the earth. In their screen, they can see what is the situation of the earth. The dials on a blue screen indicated no human life present. So their screen, highly or ultra technologically developed machines are showing that there is no presence of life on the earth. Sangan, the celestial geologist, smiled over his captain's shoulder. You were right, said Stargline. So Sangan is the geologist. Geologist is a person who studies about the earth. So he knows that there was human presence. Sangan, the celestial geologist, smiled over his captain's shoulder. You were right, said Stargline. So Stargline is agreeing with Sangan. They must have been a very aggressive, there must have been a very aggressive people. So here aggressive means greed, selfishness, assaultive. So they have used the earth maximum without caring for the earth. So what other name would you call those kinds of people? They are very aggressive people. What was your main information? The great meteorite which broke from Earth in 2048 AD. We took it to Station Z and examined it. It told us everything. So, how did they get to know about the Earth? That there were people, there were human presence of life on the Earth, because there was a meteorite which was broken or disintegrated from the Earth, and they have put that into investigation in the Station Z. So we have to assume that Station Z is the most advanced technological station in the alien land or the alien planet. We have to assume that. They have examined it and they got to know that there were presence of life on Earth. All this happened in 2048. The date which the poet has mentioned is not far away. We are already in 2020. So the year is not far away, and God forbid nothing of that sort happens. And we are going to take good care of the earth. Everyone has to take good care and contribute to the preservation of the earth in whichever way they can. It can be by changing the lifestyle. It can be by conserving the energy. It can be by planting trees. In whichever way you can, you have to contribute for keeping our earth healthy and young. What? Asked Stargline. They were allowed to choose between good and evil. Fools, muttered Stargline. So he's telling that what happens then? Then Sankan is telling that they were allowed to choose between good and evil. They could do good things to preserve the earth, as well as they could invent things which were going to destroy the earth. And fools, why did they call human beings fools? Because we have chosen evil. We did not go with the good. Let that not happen. So in the picture, you can see that there are two sides. One is the brighter side and one is the darker side. In the brighter side, you can see birds, human beings, animals, and leaves, plants, everything. It is so bright. And on the other side, it is dark because you cannot see. It is like a graveyard. So human beings, we should not dig our own graves. We have to take good care of the earth. Though it is a simple poem written in a free verse, having no literary devices to give it a beauty, but there is a great thought which has gone in. And we have to take care of the earth in whichever way we can. So that is the message the poet has given us. Now let us check the theme of the poem. The poem is a warning for man. It wants us to take maximum care of the planet. We survive rather than live. Nowadays, we cannot say that we are living because a lot of pollution everywhere. We are simply surviving. We are unable to get the good food, good vegetables. because in the greed we are adulterating everything. So we are simply surviving. Tall trees and superhighways don't mean progress. Tall trees and wide stretches of forest is progress. Man well knows that the earth is burning back to a carbon ball, yet he is reckless. We are neglecting, we are not paying heed to the cry of the earth. We call it nature's fury. Are we supposed to call nature's fury? The earth is crying because it is being exploited. He ignores the warnings and goes on destroying the planet. We are having flood, we are having drought, we are having global warming, yet we are very silent. We are still exploiting the earth. It is time to realize that we are not inhabiting in this planet, we are slowly outhabiting it. So it is our responsibility to take good care of the earth and give away this earth to the next generation. Now, the summary of the poem. Sometime in the second half of 21st century, when the earth was almost destroyed, a spacecraft visits an abandoned city between two hills. In it are Captain Stargline and Sunken, the celestial geologist. They are studying the possible causes of the destruction of the city. Having studied a meteorite that broke away from Earth in 2048, Sunken has learned that men on the Earth had themselves caused their end. As I told you earlier, no other species had done that. There was another external force them to be extinct. But here, mankind is the cause of extinction of mankind. Even though men knew they were destroying the earth by polluting, cutting down forests, emitting dangerous gases, they did not stop such activities. They knew what was right and what was evil. But fools, they chose the evil way. And the only thing we can think of now is to actively participate to preserve in whichever way we can. We don't have to see what others are doing or not. As a person, as a human being, what are you going to do to conserve your planet? So when everyone thinks like that, there will be some transformation in the world at large. Thank you, children, for listening. Thank you.